You are going to hate yourself if you miss this. Right now, Bitcoin is bouncing and 12 tiny coins are already exploding. Some are up 2x, 3x, even more as we speak. Fartcoin was the last 10,000x. And the next one? It might be in this video. I am breaking down the most explosive ICM plays, AI narratives and meme coins across Solana, Base, and Hyperliquid. The ones pumping the hardest right now, all in this video. So stick around until the end. There's one chart flashing a dangerously strong breakout. Do me a favor, press that like button and let's get on to it. Alright friends, here we are with Fartcoin. No, look, Fartcoin is looking great. It basically went to that bearish fair value gap which matched the previous resistance in the 3rd of January of 2025, and that acted as resistance as predicted, which is the 1.5 billion market cap fib line. Once we get a third or second attempt and we break through, that's when I think meme coin season actually starts and it will explode. And that's when I think a lot of the people from altcoins will start moving aggressively into meme coins, and that mixed with all of this money coming in from FTX, I think we're due for a very explosive meme super cycle, and Fartcoin was the last 10,000x. And so let's look at the next ones in this video, because look, Fartcoin is looking bullish, and so once it continues to move, I think one of these that I'm going to talk about will probably be the next 10,000x, the next Fartcoin, going from 0 to multiple billions in market cap. So on to the next, we have Troll. Now Troll revived very strongly from the bottom, which I told everyone you should buy. It is looking quite bullish. I think the first target, as I said previously 2 days ago, last week, is 33.5 million market cap, and we're almost there. We're basically doing a U-shaped recovery from this bullish fair value gap here between 13 and 11 million market cap. And what I think we're doing now is probably something like, you know, cup and handle pattern, and then a continuation. If we print a cup and handle type of pattern, which we already did before this explosion, if we do another deeper correction to like 20 million market cap, it would just be a continuation of the trend. I think Fartcoin is looking incredibly bullish, and it could be the next 10,000x. Let's see what happens in the next month or two, but it's looking incredibly bullish. At 33 million, if you bought here, all you have to do is literally take some profits, and then you can ride the next of Troll and not have any worries and just have a moon back there. But it's looking quite bullish right now. On to the next, we have PURR. PURR is Hyperliquid's main meme coin, and as I said, you had 2 chances here to scoop at the bottom perfectly. I told you guys to enter all the way before 96 million market cap, as it was printing higher and higher highs, and now we're just on a way to a new all-time high. Don't forget, it's going to be an 8.5x from the bottom until 400 million market cap. Even buying here, I think it's a little bit safer than buying most of these other memes on Hyperliquid, because this is the premier one, this is the first one, and so the first meme on any chain always pumps the hardest and first and leads the rest of the chain. Hyperliquid is looking quite good, and so you'd expect PURR to be leveraged on Hyperliquid. Anyways, it's on its way to our first target. I've been talking about this one for almost 2 months, and I can't wait to take my profits. 415 million market cap, that's the bullish fair value gap, which is the previous resistance, previous top. Then we have LAUNCHCOIN. Look, I drew this before it happened. This V-shaped recovery, it didn't happen, the V-shaped recovery. I wasn't expecting it, but we did get an entry, and we did get almost a second touch there. So if you don't have Axiom and if you didn't leave your limit orders, you probably didn't hit. And if they didn't get hit, then you would have to be woken and ready to buy. Lucky me, I left some limit orders here, and also below. The ones below, of course, didn't get hit, but the ones here close to the 145 million market cap line, which I told everyone for weeks, like, don't buy, wait, bam. And then it went to the bullish fair value gap. Why? Because this was major resistance and support before this entire run started here on the 13th of May. And you know, liquidity tends to go where it previously found resistance and support. And so this was the bullish fair value gap. We had basically almost 2 touches there. You should have left your limit orders. There's Axiom down below. So start leaving limit orders. That's the way to trade like a pro in crypto in 2025. It's the best platform. The others just are not at the level Axiom is right now. There's a link there. Join. And once you join, when I'm opening my group very soon, we're working on deals. So we have people working there inside the group. So it's the best group in all of crypto. I can't say more than this. Only my Axiom referrals will be joining the group. Okay. All you have to do is a free group, join and do a trade there, and that's it, you're in. Now on to the next, we have 𝗵𝗂𝗪. Look, 𝗵𝗂𝗪 is a good example of a trade I missed, because I actually had my limit order set a little bit below, close to that 5.6 million market cap range. It didn't quite hit, it only went to 6.6. Some of you guys entered the trade though, and so we have to keep up with this trade because it's one of the best looking meme coins in all of crypto. I think this is a third wave. I think we can say these 2 tops are probably can be seen as the third wave. Then even when it comes to volume, it's quite bullish. bullish because this new top here is doing like less volume. So you know there's a ton of whales here just accumulating Labubu. And also Mirage is in. Every time Mirage is bull posting a meme, it usually tends to do well, like HouseCoin for example did. I still think a good entry is anywhere now. We have to update a little bit our entries between 13 and 17.6. This is the new bullish fair value gap because we had resistance here in the 18th of May and then we had support in the 22nd and the 23rd. Major support line here. So anywhere between 17.67 and 13.13 is where you enter Labubu. So go on Axiom and leave your limit orders stacked there. But that's where I think you have to update your Labubu entries. It's looking quite good. Very, very strong meme. Sadly, I haven't entered yet, but I'm not gonna FOMO buy green candles and I'm gonna wait for my entry. So let's wait and see what happens. Maybe I can update you guys tomorrow with me with this meme writing it with you guys. Now on to the next, we have 𝗘𝗫𝗏. Look, 𝗘𝗫𝗏 basically made new all-time highs and it recovered quite well. It's one of the strongest ones in the market. I don't hold any more 𝗘𝗫𝗏. I'm still waiting for my entry because I've already taken major profits here. And I still think there's a lower chance that it's going to come back to that 40 million market cap zone, but I did have to update myself. The new bullish fair value gap is 58 million. This would be good for a scalp. And then a reclaim of this 50 million market cap zone, maybe 49.4 to be more precise. I'm not expecting it to come back to 40 million again. I think the chances of this are like a 20-30%, but the chances of this happening, I think, are 90%. So I do think it's going to come here, maybe another V-shaped type recovery. And I think this would be good for a scalp. I wouldn't buy here to hold long term because 2 months from now, the price could be back at 40 million. So I would just wait for 𝗘𝗫𝗏 to come between 58 and 49 and then scalp it. This would be a good place to add for a quick scalp, a trade that maybe lasts, 2 days maximum, but probably just a few hours. And then I will rephrase. In 2 months, in 1.5 months, if this trade loses steam, there is a higher probability it's going to go to 40 million. In the next week to 2-3 days, the probability of 40 million is very low, 20-30% maximum. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to get on a scalp on 𝗘𝗏𝗏 once it touches here, limit orders on Axiom, link down below, and then I'm going to trade that scalp. I'm going to get 30%, 50% and trade it with size because there's 2.5 million in this liquidity pool. And then what I'm going to do is wait a bit longer to see if the odds of the 40 million market cap range being hit again increase. Now on to 𝗃𝗏𝗏. 𝗃𝗏𝗏 is still going. Look, there's major sell resistance on 𝗃𝗏𝗏. I think people are impatient because there's other things that are very explosive. I'm going to be patient on my 𝗃𝗏𝗏. Look, I've waited so long. I'm not going to sell here. We were at 15 million. A lot of people sold. There was some resistance there, but I wasn't expecting it to pull back again to 8 million market cap. Kind of sad about that, but I still think we are going to go into 30 and 25 million market cap. So I'm just going to wait until we go there because I literally bought the perfection here at the bottom and I bought a couple of times. I entered here and I entered here on the 5th of May. So I'm up quite good on my 𝗃𝗏𝗏. So I'm just going to wait until 30 and 25 million market cap. As of now, I am thinking about selling it once we hit that bullish fair value gap, that major previous resistance. Then we have 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗃𝗏𝗏 is looking quite bullish. This line here, which was previous resistance in the 28th of October and then support all throughout December 2024, is now acting as support again. If this support line gets broken on 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏, it is going to go to 183 million market cap, which is the previous support line, which was also support in January 2025, and it was support in the 29th of October, and it was resistance in the beginning of October 2024. So that's where I think price will go if this support line doesn't hold. Is this a good time to buy? Yeah, but you should be accumulating long term, okay? Because there's a good chance it's going to go lower. So you can go on Solana, you can go on Axiom and set some limit orders between 258 and a little bit closer to 180 so you can get a better average when it comes to your 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏. Look, these previous levels, okay, they all match what I'm talking right now. Then we have WIF. Look, WIF struggled here at this resistance, which was major support throughout like 3 to 4 months, June, July, September here in 2024. So yeah, it's normal that it struggled here, quite normal. I'm still holding my WIF though, because once it slices through that 1.3 billion market cap range, that major resistance, this is the most important resistance line. Once it slices through this thing like butter, it's going to go straight, I think, into 3 billion. It's going to like triple very fast. Then in here, yeah, whales will alleviate some of their bags. So this bullish fair value gap, which is this trend line here of resistance, this upward resistance trend line, it might find some difficulty there. Once that gets broken, new all-time highs, 5 billion market cap basically. But WIF is still quite bullish. It's just reaccumulating a little bit higher for other whales swapping their coins. But yeah, I still think we're going to go at least to 3 billion market cap very soon. Then we have Altcoin. I can't say the name of this coin. We entered here at 200k. It's 50x. This was a 50x given, okay, on this show. And if you followed me on X, you maybe could have gotten even more. I think a good trade here right now, a good scalp, is waiting for this bullish fair value gap between 6.86 and 5.96 right here, okay? Wait for it, scalp. Wait for it, scalp. But the perfect entry, I think it's still a little bit below, okay? If we wait for a pullback deeper to 3 million, for example, this is where you load it back. If it comes back to 3.48, which was previous resistance on the 20th of May, support here in the 21st, and then also support in the 22nd. If it comes back here to this bullish fair value gap, I'm gonna load the back. I'm gonna buy with size, okay? I'm gonna buy a lot of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 because I already sold. Currently, I have nothing, okay? I have no more 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And I think this is one of the best meme coins, to be completely honest. Very funny, okay? This is in the same vein of Fartcoin, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and that's why I bought it, because I thought it was a great, brilliant idea. Now on to the next, we have shitcoin. Sell me this. Very funny, you know? It's basically like the Wolf of Wall Street, but on-chain shitcoin. It's brand new, okay? This is a brand new runner. So these are my levels. 1.28, 898. This is where I'm actually gonna buy. And then 444. If the price comes here, this is where I'll start actually like buying heavily. At 1 million, to be completely honest, I'm not gonna get very excited here. I'm gonna wait for a deeper pullback between 800 and 400. And if I don't get it, okay, then send it higher and I'll buy when my TA tells me to buy. But I'm not gonna buy here at all-time highs. But I do think this could be a good runner as well. It could possibly do something close to what 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 did. Then we have House. On House, it's very similar to WIF. It hit that major resistance at 72 million market cap, that bearish fair value gap. Look, this was major resistance here all throughout the 26th of April. Then there was also some support here in the beginning of May. Then it turned also into resistance and support here. And of course, this is where a lot of the people that were buying here, as I was telling you guys in previous shows, are on a double, and they're probably with size because you have 2.5 million DLP. And so they're like, yeah, I entered with 100K, I have 200 something K, let me take, you know, 150, 170K and just leave a moon back for a 10x. So I do think 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 can actually come in very close to 47. I think you can do something like this and then continue, struggle here, and then all-time highs, okay? So I would expect all-time highs by June. I'm not expecting 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to do all-time highs this month, but by next month, yeah, I'm expecting it. And that, my friends, about wraps it up. But if you think the 10,000x meta is over, you're not paying attention. Bitcoin's bounces and unlocking some of the most explosive meme, ICM, and AI trades we've seen all year, and we're still insanely early on most of these charts. Now listen, the next 100x play won't wait. You need to be in the trenches with real tools, real filters, and real entries. So if you haven't already, get on ICM now. Link under this video, and stay sharp. See you tomorrow.